there's a legend of a haunted Arby's. Now, as many people know, Arby's is a fast food restaurant that contains roast beef and roast beef related products, including horseradish, ketchup, and French fries. But something horrible happened to me one day when I was outside of Arbys in the lower east side of Manhattan. You see, I don't know how to read, and it's not because I can't. I just choose not to. I dislike reading. It hurts my head, and I think that for people who choose to read, I think that that's great. If you don't want to read, that's up to you. But for me, I strongly dislike reading. I think. Anyway, I was outside the Arby's when a magical homeless man with a sparkling Jesus beard came up to me and said, "Can you spare some change?" And I gave him 25 cents. He immediately went into the back of the Arby's and began cooking roast beef. I was shocked. Arby's hiring the homeless? What an altruistic thing to do. So I walked into the Arby's and believe it or not, I just there were no pictures, and so I said, just give me food, I said, because I couldn't read. And the homeless man placed a large slab of roast beef sandwich on the plate. "Thank you, dear sir," I said, tipping my hat. He charged me $100, and basically I said, I don't know what you're about, but $100 is a lot for this roast beef sandwich. He informed me that it was a special kind of meat, the best kind of Arby's meat, saved only for the highest quality employee. Anyway, as it turned out, it was a human being. He was feeding me human. I didn't eat it, but I immediately requested a refund. He gave me the refund, but only under the condition that I never tell anyone about the fact that he was feeding people humans. And from that point forward, I essentially just apologized. I said, I'm sorry, dear sir. You just can't find a job. You're a homeless man." And so again, he tipped his hat, and he tipped an invisible hat, and he rubbed his magical Jesus beard, and suddenly $1,000 appeared on the counter. This was more money than I'd ever seen before. And he told me that Arby's is a hat restaurant. If you come into Arby's, you must wear a hat. And because you were wearing a hat, you have now won the prize. And then he led me into the back, and as I walked past a pile of gnarled, twisted metal used for cutting up meat, he said, "Go. Why don't you stand on this picture of feet?" There was like a drawing of feet, a chalk outline of feet with a butcher's knife hanging over it, a large guillotine. He said, "Put your feet here," and I said, "Okay." And anyway, he stabbed me, and he tried to cover me in horseradish, but I skidded out of there. When I opened the back door, there were hundreds of bats flew out at me. More bats than I had ever seen in my life, and they were flying and flying and causing quite a hubbub. It was quite a catastrophe, but I got out of there. I made it out of the bats, and I later found out that the homeless man had put the bats there to give me rabies in the event that I tried to escape for Arbys' new Rabis Plus sandwich, which contains real rabies. I'm not a fan of rabies, but I do like a good bat every once in a while, as in either a baseball bat or the flying mammal. That's the end of my horrible tale.